You think high interest rates broke Canada's housing? Wrong. A single city fee can hit 6 figures before a shovel touches dirt. Let that sink in. Today, we're unpacking the Canadian zoning trap. How slow approvals and massive development charges deepened a supply crisis even as demand exploded. If you're in the US, this is your spoiler alert. Your local planning board can kill homes faster than the Fed can cut rates. Stick around to see the exact bottlenecks and the one fix pre-zoned sites that changes everything. Before we move on, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Canada threw federal money at housing. So why did housing start still fall? You're not ready for the receipts. Billions landed. The cranes didn't. Here's the thing. The Housing Accelerator Fund and Build Canada Homes looked legit. Real dollars, real announcements, a national splash with timelines, targets, and photo ops. Grants for cities, deals with provinces. Everyone said the pipeline would roar back. On paper, it should have. And yet, when you trace where the approvals live, who actually stamps yes or no, you hit a wall with a laminated agenda and a meeting calendar that moves slower than dial-up. But here's the catch. Local zoning boards and permitting timelines outlast every budget cycle and every press conference. You can throw subsidy at land. You can stack incentives for nonprofit builders. Money cannot bribe a calendar. It doesn't buy meetings. It doesn't shorten staff reports or cut the public hearing that eats 3 months because someone wants shadow studies on a 4-story building that's shorter than the power poles on the same block. Southern Ontario and BC tell the story in 4K. Demand surged. Immigration, jobs, transit extensions, all of it. Yet mid-rise near transit still sat in approval queues. A 6-story building on an arterial with a bus every 8 minutes can wait 2 years for a green light. And that's if no one appeals. Some councils still treat 5 floors like a spaceship landing. The process asks for the same traffic study again, then again, then again, because the template changed. The 2026 outlook doesn't flinch. Starts are trending toward around 220,000 by 2027. That's about 50,000 fewer than 2021. Let that sink in. After the big federal push, we go backward on actual shovels. It's not just the rate environment choking things. It's the approvals throttle. The pipeline narrows where the hearing room doors are. It's like ordering 10,000 iPhones, then discovering the only charger is locked in a city clerk's desk. You have inventory, you have customers, you have hype. No juice. And yes, developers try to bring their own battery pack. They still need that one outlet. Now the costs stack. Before you pour a footing, 6-figure development charges per unit hit the pro forma per door. That's not nice to have revenue for cities. Those are invoices that come due. Layer that on top of higher interest. Your construction loan floats at a rate that bites. The math flips. Lenders ask for more equity. Carry costs stretch when months slip into quarters. The return dies not from the build, but from the waiting. This is where the fund it and they will build line breaks. A regular zone site needs a rezoning, variances, maybe a plan amendment. Each step triggers studies, circulation, committees, and the neighbor who lives 3 blocks away but has opinions about shadows on Saturdays in February. A pre-zoned site, where the rules are set as of right, moves without the extra hearings. Same building, same code, totally different timeline. Watch the split in real time. Pre-zoned corridors near transit get building permits. Crews show, materials show, you can program starts into a calendar. The other sites, they gather dust while everyone pays interest to wait for a meeting that might get deferred because the agenda ran long. Don't laugh, that's common. So, the payoff. The Accelerator Fund didn't fail from lack of cash. It collided with municipal gatekeeping that controls time and density. The federal plan writes checks. City Hall writes calendars. Calendars win. If the check cleared but the cranes didn't swing, what's actually clogging the pipe? We're going inside one project step by step, from the first clean drawing to full paralysis, and the moment where a single word, pre-zoned, decided whether concrete ever met soil. Two identical buildings. One gets built, one dies on paperwork. The only difference? Pre-zoning. Here's the thing. Pre-zoned means as of right. You meet the posted rules, height, setbacks, parking, unit count, and you get your permit. No rezoning hearing, no council vote, no surprise public mic night that adds 3 months because someone wants more plants. Site-by-site rezoning is the opposite. You ask for permission to change the rules, parcel by parcel. That triggers staff reports, public consultations, design revisions, and a calendar you don't control. But here's the catch. The sales pitch says, just add funding and the market will deliver. The reality is, rezoning stacks 12 to 36 months onto the timeline. That's not just time. That's legal risk. That's redesigns when a planner asks for step-backs on floor 4 and 5. That's carrying costs while your land loan racks up interest and your lender asks why the construction start moved, again. Let's break it down with a mid-rise near transit. 6 stories, ground floor retail, within the official plan area that calls for gentle density. Sounds compliant, right? Then the checklist hits. You're 1 meter over on height because the roof parapet counts. You're 2 stalls short on parking because the old standard still lives in the bylaw. Now you need minor variances. Each variance is a fresh opening for delay and appeals. A neighbor challenges shadowing in winter. Someone else says the bike room isn't big enough. The committee defers to request new drawings, which resets the clock. Meanwhile, your lumber quote expires. Portfolio-based approvals are the cheat code nobody talks about. Approve a set of buildings under one umbrella, and your financing risk drops. Banks like predictability. It turns a single maybe into a pipeline. That's critical if you're building modular. Those factories need a guaranteed run of projects to keep lines moving. No pipeline? The plant sits idle, overhead burns, and the per-unit cost spikes. The factory doesn't care about your appeal hearing date. Now the math that kills deals. Start with 6-figure fees per unit layered before the first pour. Add a 1-year delay at 6 to 8% interest. You've got land debt, pre-construction costs, consultants, and capital tied up for a year with no revenue. Your internal rate of return shrinks. Equity demands a higher split. The lender cuts proceeds. The numbers tip from feasible to nope. Not because the building can't be built, but because the waiting eats the profit. The industry pivot to purpose-built rental and modular is real, but both demand scale and speed. You need repeatable product and consistent approvals. Land use friction wrecks that. Every extra meeting shaves margin. Every redesign trashes standardized components. You lose the cost advantage that made the model pencil in the first place. And if you thought a single project was fragile, try lining up 10 with synchronized schedules and watch a single appeal topple the dominoes. US viewers, your planning commission is the final boss. Upzoning without pre-zoning is cosplay. Changing the map in theory while keeping case-by-case approvals in practice won't move dirt. You need corridors where projects are legal out of the gate, not legal after 18 months and a prayer. So here's the payoff. Pre-zoned, fee-reduced, transit-adjacent land turns housing from maybe someday into factory-scheduled inventory. Lenders underwrite faster. Modular lines stay busy. Crews don't sit. Starts become a calendar item, not a miracle.